welcome to Midday Prime. I'm Gautam Roy. Over the next 1 hour, we'll bring you up to speed with all that is happening around the country as well as the world, be it the world of politics, business or sports. Let's begin with our big news. The situation heads towards normalcy in Delhi. 73 companies of central paramilitary forces deployed to maintain law and order. 106 people arrested, 18 FIRs registered. Death toll climbs to 32. Home Minister Amit Shah is keeping a close vigil to maintain peace. Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad refutes the Congress's charge over Delhi High Court judge's transfer. Says SC Collegium decided to send Justice Muralidhar to Punjab and Haryana High Court on the 12th of this month. Notification was issued yesterday. Congress delegation led by Sonia Gandhi meets President Ramnath Kovind and submits a memorandum over Delhi violence. CBSE announces it will conduct fresh exams for students unable to appear for papers in the national capital due to northeast Delhi violence. All students of class 10 and 12 who have missed out on the exams so far in Delhi will be allowed to take the exam. Taking Act East further, 10 key agreements ranging from energy to wildlife exchanged after talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Myanmar President Myint in New Delhi. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan says over 4 lakh passengers screened at airports across the country in the battle against coronavirus. Announces return of 119 Indians from quarantined Japanese cruise ship on an Air India flight to Delhi. Indian Airforce brings back 76 Indians and 36 foreigners from China's Wuhan. China reports 29 more coronavirus deaths, lowest in almost a month. South Korea reports 334 new cases. Total number of cases rises to 1,595. Saudi Arabia suspends entry of pilgrims to Mecca over coronavirus outbreak. Oil prices dropped to lowest in more than a year, catching the coronavirus bug. US President Donald Trump appoints Vice President Mike Pence to spearhead America's virus fight back. And in the Women's T20 World Cup, India beat New Zealand by 4 runs to qualify for the semis. Shafali Verma hits 46 of 34 balls. A brilliant sixer by Radha Yadav in the final over helps India cross 130. But first up, amidst police presence, people in northeast Delhi have stepped out to head to work. Essential commodities are also being made available this morning. Delhi police has so far arrested 106 people and registered 18 FIRs in connection with the violence in northeast Delhi. Section 144 remains imposed in a lot of these affected areas. Borders of Delhi with Uttar Pradesh and Haryana are being specially monitored. Even drones are being used to monitor the areas where violence had taken place.
Well, as of now, the situation is returning to normal, and we are registering the cases and proceeding with the legal actions. We'll be soon be making arrests. I hope things will, all this thing will contribute to normalcy.
बाहर तो खैर रोडों पे पब्लिक आने जाने लगी है, अपने ऑफिस जा रहे हैं, मेरे भी दोनों भाई ऑफिस जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। दंगे फसाद तो ना हिंदू चाहते हैं ना मुसलमान, बट कुछ उपद्रवी है, कुछ मतलब कुछ तरह के लोग जो उपद्रवी है वो अफवाह फैला रहे हैं, ठीक है, वो कुछ दंगे फसाद करवाना चाह रहे हैं।
आपके विधायक हैं यहाँ से अब्दुल रहमान, उनका भी कोई खास बयान नहीं है इस चीज़ में जो लोगों को दिलासा दे। ऐसे टाइम पे ये भी अंदर बैठे हुए अपनी राजनीति की रोटियां सेक रहे हैं। जो हमारे डोगरा जी आ सकते हैं यहाँ पे इतने बड़े लेवल पे, इतने अच्छे अधिकारी होने के बावजूद, अमित शाह से इतने अच्छे कनेक्टिविटी उनके होने के बावजूद ही वो यहाँ तक आ सकते हैं।
The death toll in the violence in northeast Delhi has reached 32. Those who were injured are being treated at GTB Hospital and Lok Nayak Jai Prakash Narayan Hospital. Medical Superintendent of GTB Hospital has given an update on the patient care as well as the deaths that have been declared at the hospital there. Take a listen.
As far as the number of deaths are concerned, we have recorded 8 deaths, 8 deaths after the treatment in GTB hospital in various wards because they were very, very critical. The rest 22 patients were brought dead. They were not alive when they came to GTB hospital. Total toll at GTB we can say is 30 at the moment.
Continuous confidence building in policing measures are being carried out and strict action is being taken against antisocial elements or miscreants who are involved in different incidents. The police are also using drones to monitor the area.
सब कुछ शांतिपूर्ण है। हम जो ये मार्च हो रहा है ये हम जनता के दिल में एक विश्वास पैदा करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि अब उनको घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है, अब उनको डरने की जरूरत नहीं है और पुलिस जो है जो भी इसमें कोई गलत काम करेगा उनके खिलाफ सख्त एक्शन लेगी। तो हम ये बेसिकली कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मेजर है। बाकी इलाके में पूरी तरह से शांति है, किसी भी कोई अप्रिय घटना की जो है सूचना हमें नहीं मिली अभी तक।
And Medical Superintendent of GTB Hospital also shared details of patient care related to the violence in Northeast Delhi.
जो आज का फिगर मेरे पास है, जो करंट स्टेटस है, मेरे पास 53 पेशेंट्स एडमिटेड हैं आउट ऑफ whatever numbers came to GTB hospital since the incident started happening. So we have 53. Today further a few patients will be discharged because they seem to be all right.
Meanwhile, roads in the violence-affected areas are being cleared today in Chandbagh, Bhajanpura and Khajuri Khas. Clashes broke out a Sunday evening between two groups near Jafrabad in northeast Delhi after a large number of people who were protesting against the CAA blocked a road.
के हिसाब से तो अभी स्थिति काफ़ी नॉर्मल हो गई है और हमने सभी पब्लिक और कम्युनिटी से अभी मुलाकात की है उनके साथ और उनके साथ मिलके भी गश्त किया है। तो लोग अब काफ़ी शांत हैं और सर्विसेज जो हैं जैसे यहाँ पर सफाई का काम है, रोड क्लीनिंग का काम है, सब शुरू हो गया है। ट्रैफिक भी चल रही है जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं। तो अब सिचुएशन पीसफुल है, कोई चिंता की बात नहीं है।
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs and its spokesperson in a tweet has said that as against cited shortages of police personnel in Delhi, there is adequate strength of force on ground since Monday. The tweet also mentioned that based on professional assessment, 73 companies of Central Armed Police Forces have been deployed in addition to 40 companies of the Delhi Police. The situation, it's been emphatically said, is under control. Let's now cross over to Neeraj Singh, who is in those parts of the capital that did see a lot of law being taken into their own hands by people on the streets these previous days. But right now, what is the situation? Let's find out. Neeraj, what can you tell us about the current situation in that large area of northeast Delhi where we saw violence that began on Sunday? How are things now? Neeraj, can you hear me? If you can just tell us what is the current situation in that wide area in northeast Delhi?
देखिए बिल्कुल गौतम, मैं सबसे पहले कुछ दृश्यों को आपको दिखाऊंगा कि ये अगर आप इस मकान को देखें तो इस मकान में आपको धुआं जलता दिखाई दे रहा होगा। ये बेसिकली 2 दिन पहले आग लगी थी और उस समय जो चिंगारी है वो इस मकान के अंदर रह गई थी। नीचे अगर आप देखें तो एक कपड़े की दुकान है, उसी के ऊपर ये बिल्डिंग बनी हुई है और इसमें अचानक से अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही जो चिंगारी थी उसने आग की शक्ल ली है और ये जो मकान है वो जाफराबाद मौजपुर जो रोड है उसके ऊपर मौजूद है और इस मकान में जो आग है वो लगना अभी शुरू हो गया है। और जो हमें पता लगी है उसके अनुसार यहाँ पर कल ही इसमें आग लगी थी, लेकिन पूरी तरीके से वो आग लग नहीं पाई थी। एक चिंगारी रह गई थी और जिसके कारण वो चिंगारी सुलगते सुलगते अब उसने आग का रूप ले लिया है। और इस समय इस आग को बुझाने के लिए जैसे ही दिल्ली पुलिस को पता लगा कि यहाँ पर आग लगी है, फायर की गाड़ियां हैं तुरंत यहाँ पर बुलाई गई। और ये फायर की गाड़ियां आप देख रहे हैं इस समय आती हुए फायर की गाड़ियां, ये एक्सक्लूसिवली दूरदर्शन के पास ये आपको विजुअल दिखाई दे रहा होगा। और ये आग का जो मकान में जो आग लगी है, और नीचे एक कपड़े की दुकान थी जहां पर इस दुकान के ऊपरी हिस्से में कल आग लगी थी और उसके बाद जो चिंगारी है वो रह गई थी, जिसके बाद ये आग भड़क गई है अभी। और इसे बुझाने के लिए फायर की जो गाड़ियां हैं वो यहाँ पर पहुँच गई हैं, क्योंकि दिल्ली पुलिस को ऐसी गौतम जानकारी मिली थी कि कुछ मकान है जिसमें से धुआं निकल रहा है। उसके बाद यहाँ पर पुलिस फोर्स आई और पुलिस फोर्स ने जब इस मकान को देखा तो पता लगा कि इसमें पहले काफ़ी सामान भरा हुआ था और एक जो चिंगारी है वो लगी हुई थी। और उसके बाद चिंगारी बढ़ते बढ़ते उसने आग का जो रूप है वो ले लिया। और उसके बाद अगर आप ये देखें तो ये कपड़े की दुकान थी, तमाम जो कपड़ा है वो निकालकर इस दुकान से, जो निचले हिस्से पे दुकान थी उसे निकालकर बाहर निकाला गया। और अब इस मकान में जो आग लग रही है उसे बुझाने के लिए जो फायर की जो 2 गाड़ियां हैं वो यहाँ पर पहुंची हैं। पूरे अगर हम गौतम इलाके की बात करें तो पूरे इलाके में जो शांति जो व्यवस्था है वो बहाल है। कहीं से भी किसी तरह की कोई अप्रिय वारदात की जो खबर है वो नहीं आ रही है। कहीं से भी कोई टेंशन वाली जो बात है वो नहीं आ रही है। ट्रैफिक आसानी से चल रहा है, मूव हो रहा है। इसके अलावा जो मेट्रो की कनेक्टिविटी है वो भी बहाल है और तमाम जो मेट्रो स्टेशन हैं वो खुले हुए हैं और किसी भी तरह से जो यात्री हैं उनको परेशानी नहीं हो रही है। तो ये जो आग लगी हुई थी इसको बुझाने की जो कोशिश है वो जो फायर के जो लोग हैं वो इस समय कर रहे हैं। अगर आप इन विजुअलों को देखें तो इस मकान में जो आग लगी हुई थी उसे फायर की 2 गाड़ियां पहुंची हैं और तुरंत पानी की बौछार यहाँ पर की गई है और तत्काल उसको बुझाने की जो कोशिश है वो फायर के जो लोग पहुंचे हैं यहाँ पर वो कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि दिल्ली पुलिस लगातार, जैसा कि गौतम मैं पहले भी जिक्र कर रहा था कि दिल्ली पुलिस लगातार इस पूरे इलाके में ड्रोन से नज़र रख रही है। अगर दिल्ली पुलिस को कहीं से भी लगता है कि कहीं से कोई ऐसी वारदात हो सकती है या कहीं से भी किसी तरह की आगजनी की कोई खबर है तो उसको ड्रोन से नज़र रख के दिल्ली पुलिस तुरंत अपनी एक टीम वहाँ पर भेजती है, ताकि अगर कहीं पे आग लग रही है या कहीं पर कोई परेशानी है तो उसे तत्काल सॉल्व किया जा सके। और इस समय अगर आप ये देखें, ये लाइव विजुअल आपको दूरदर्शन पर आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से फायर के लोग यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं और आग को बुझाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। ये एक गोदाम था कपड़े का और नीचे कपड़े की दुकान थी और उसमें ये आग पिछले 24 घंटे से लगी हुई थी, लेकिन अब जाके वो आग
उम्मीद करते हैं नीरज जल्द ही काबू पा लिया जाएगा इस आग के ऊपर। और स्थिति आप बता रहे हैं कि थिंग्स आर अंडर कंट्रोल एट द मोमेंट। दिस इज एन इंसिडेंट व्हिच मे हैव बीन अ रिजल्ट ऑफ previous incidents that have taken place in the area. Perhaps some embers were left and that has caught fire. Let's hope that this is under control very soon. Thanks for joining us for the moment, Neeraj Singh. All right, the Ministry of External Affairs also reacted on comments made by United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, sections of the media and a few individuals regarding the recent incidents of violence in Delhi. In response to a media query, the official spokesperson has said, and I quote, "These are factually inaccurate and misleading and appear to be aimed at politicizing the issue. Our law enforcement agencies are working on the ground to prevent violence and ensure restoration of confidence and normalcy." Senior representatives of the government have been involved in that process. Prime Minister has publicly appealed to peace and brotherhood. We would urge that irresponsible comments are not made at this sensitive time. Okay, Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has said that the transfer of Delhi High Court's Justice Muralidhar was done pursuant to the recommendation dated the 12th of February of the Supreme Court Collegium headed by the Chief Justice of India. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "While transferring the judge, consent of the judge is taken and that is a well-settled process that has been followed. By politicizing a routine transfer, the Congress has yet again displayed its scant regard for the judiciary. People of India have rejected Congress party and hence it is hell-bent on destroying the very institutions India cherishes by constantly attacking them.
The Congress party has sought to level baseless allegations and also politicize the transfer of Justice Muralidhar from Delhi High Court. I wish to comment that his transfer was done pursuant to recommendation dated 12th of February 2020 of the Supreme Court Collegium headed by Honorable the Chief Justice of India. It is a part of the process that the consent of the judge in question is taken. All the process has been followed in the case of Justice Muralidhar. He is going as a very senior position in the Punjab and Haryana High Court in Chandigarh. 2 other judges have also been transferred like him by following the process.
The Supreme Court Collegium had recommended the transfer of 3 judges on the 12th of February. In keeping with this decision, the transfer order of Justice Muralidhar and 2 other judges was issued on the 26th of February. Let's find out more about this, and we have Vikas Sathi joining us for that. Vikas, do we consider with this response of the Law Minister that the entire issue was raked up in a very unfortunate set of circumstances where 2 and 2 were added up to make some other number than 4?
All right, Gautam. In fact, this recommendation was sent by Collegium on 12th of February. And Justice Muralidhar was not the only judge in that recommendation. 2 other judges, Justice Ravi Vijay Kumar and another judge, was also transferred from their current posting to a different high court. And that recommendation was accepted by the centre and the notification was issued. So that to say that this decision has been taken by the government on 26th of February is incorrect. In fact, the government has only accepted the collegium recommendation and has notified the same. And the other part is that 3 judges were recommended for a transfer, and these are routine things. Supreme Court Collegium keeps in mind that according to the seniority, which judge should be served to which high court, and that's a long-term planning of this Supreme Court Collegium to decide which court needs which judge, and to say that there was any kind of government's role in that decision is completely incorrect. It is quite fair, quite transparent that Collegium recommends the transfer, and centre either accepts that recommendation or sends back the recommendation with some notes raising objections on certain grounds. These are the 2 things. These 2 options are available to the centre, and apart from it, government has no role in transfer of any high court judge.
Right, Vikas, thanks for joining us and letting us know the position on that entire issue that was raked up by the Congress party. Thanks for joining us. Now, Congress delegation led by party chief Sonia Gandhi met President Ramnath Kovind and submitted a memorandum over the wave of violence in Delhi. The delegation, including former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha Ghulam Nabi Azad, Ahmed Patel, P. Chidambaram, K.C. Venugopal, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Anand Sharma and Randeep Singh Surjewala. Dr. Manmohan Singh, in his remarks to the media, said the Congress leaders called upon the President to convey to him what has happened in the last 4 days in the national capital is a matter of deep concern. Now, CBSE will be conducting fresh exams for students who've been unable to appear for papers in other parts of the city due to violence in the northeast part of the national capital. The CBSE, in a statement, has said that it has been brought to its notice that some students residing in affected areas of Delhi have not been able to appear in the exams outside the affected areas and vice versa due to the situation prevailing in the city. The CBSE has asked the principals to send the details of regional officers concerned of the CBSE of all such students of classes 10 and 12 who have missed out on the exams so far in Delhi due to these difficult conditions. So the CBSE has clearly said not just the centres where exams were not held, but also those students who couldn't go to centres in other parts of the city, unaffected parts, they will also get to give the papers now. Now, India and Myanmar signed 10 documents in various fields, including road construction, energy, education and health, the MOU on human trafficking, petroleum products, construction of preschools and cooperation in the field of communications, cooperation in health, research, among others, were signed. The documents were exchanged following talks between Prime Minister Modi and visiting Myanmar's President U Win Myint in New Delhi. Earlier, the visiting Myanmarese president, along with the First Lady, Dao Cho Cho, paid floral tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, at Rajghat. President U Win Myint was accorded ceremonial welcome at the forecourt of the Rashtrapati Bhavan this morning as well. And the day also saw External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar calling on the Myanmarese president in the national capital. President U Win Myint will also be visiting both Gaya and Agra during his tour. And we'll now be joined by Amritpal Singh, my colleague, who's been tracking the developments as far as the visiting president's trip to India is concerned. Amrit, just take us through the significance of these 10 key pacts that have been signed between India and Myanmar as a consequence of the talks between Prime Minister Modi and President U Win Myint.
Gautam, if you look at the 10 MOUs or the agreements signed between India and Myanmar today in the presence of the visiting president and Prime Minister Modi, they primarily relate to infrastructure projects and support in building the infrastructure in Myanmar, especially in the Rakhine state. If we look at the agreements, there is, apart from this, yes, there is one on prevention of trafficking. The other is about quick and grant assistance for quick implementation of impact projects, building of storage houses, seed storage houses, water supply systems in the Rakhine state, for solar distribution, solar power in 5 townships of the Rakhine state, building of 3 schools, building of cooperation in the field of petroleum products, cooperation in communications, health research. Now, basically, though the trade grew by about 8% last year and amounts to about $17 billion, but it's very, very low. This needs to be taken up, and if you especially compare it with China, the China-Myanmar economic corridor, if you look at it, China is pushing for a lot of not just infrastructure development, and that is, but also a lot of business-to-business and trade ties with Myanmar, and a lot of loans and grants, which could be a matter of concern for India, and that is why India wants to scale up its cooperation in terms of infrastructure development in Myanmar, because that's what it needs apart from, of course, the security cover and the cooperation it provides in terms of military cooperation with Myanmar, be it in terms of in the Bay of Bengal or looking at they playing an important role in the Indo-Pacific. Though they have different interpretations of the Indo-Pacific, but still the Indian Navy has a good relationship with Tatmadaw, which is the Myanmar's military. We've given them the Kilo-class Russian submarines. A lot of joint military exercises take place, a lot of military training takes place. There's standard military operation which they're standardizing their army. India is helping them a lot in that. So now basically India is trying to help them work out with cooperation projects, work out cooperation in projects and projects which are infrastructure projects, especially the Rakhine state, which is facing a lot of insurgency because of the war between the Tatmadaw and the Arakan army. Now, if you remember, the Rohingya crisis happened in the Rakhine state. Now, today's MOUs are a step in that direction. Gautam?
Okay, great. And in terms of taking the whole issue of connectivity further, because Myanmar is a vital part of India's Act East policy, and it's an important link to Southeast Asia as well. How was the progress seen on that front, and what more needs to be done? Was that discussed as well?
That's right. Though none of the MOUs related to that had to be were signed today, but MOUs and agreements are in place for the road link right up to Southeast Asia. As you rightly say, it is an important part of our Act East policy, the gateway to Southeast Asia, and also a part of the neighborhood first policy that we cooperate with Myanmar, because it's our immediate neighborhood, and immediate neighborhood which borders the vision of our which could be an important player in our vision of Indo-Pacific to sort of put to stop the Chinese expansionist designs. Though Myanmar has its independent cooperation with China, and it does not see Indo-Pacific as India does, but yes, it looks at military cooperation and cooperation at least in the Bay of Bengal, especially between the two navies, the Indian Navy and them. But be it the naval link, be it the sea link, or be it the road link, which passes through India's northeast and connects right up to Southeast Asia, Myanmar is an important part, but it passes through tracks which are insurgency affected, and that's a concern for both countries, that how the final movement of goods will take place. That is something that the two sides did discuss. There were 4 union ministers who are traveling with the Myanmarese president. That was discussed, but there are broad frameworks in place already, so no new agreements were signed on that, but yes, that issue did come up for discussions between the two sides today at the Hyderabad House.
And anything on the humanitarian aspect?
On the humanitarian, India shares the concerns of Myanmar. India also, as far as the Rohingya crisis is concerned, India's position is very, very clear on that account, that Myanmar needs to do more to stop the influx, because though the influx is primarily into Bangladesh, but it does pose a security risk for us, and Myanmar needs to take steps to ensure peace and stability in the region. Though the Myanmarese army is operating separately in its own sovereign territory, but India does do a lot of knowledge sharing, because between the two militaries, because India has a good experience when it comes to dealing with, say, insurgencies in the northeast, or left-wing extremism, or terrorism in Kashmir. So this is knowledge sharing which India does with Myanmar a lot during the bilateral visits, and a lot of military exchanges keep happening. So that issue did come up, and India reiterated its stated position.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us, Amrit, with those updates on the talks and the agreements that have taken place between India and Myanmar. A special flight of Indian Air Force comprising of crew, medical team and support staff arrived today at Air Force Station Palan, New Delhi from China's Wuhan. On its return from Wuhan, the IAF flight has brought back 76 Indians and 36 nationals from 7 countries, that is Bangladesh, Myanmar, Maldives, China, South Africa, USA and Madagascar. Excuse me. The C-17 Globemaster 3 airlifted approximately 15 tons of medical supplies as a goodwill gesture from the government of India, terming the move as strong expression of our solidarity with the Chinese people at this difficult time. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Shankar appreciated facilitation by Chinese government. He also thanked the Indian Air Force and Embassy of India in Beijing for their efforts. And in another development, the Indian nationals on board Diamond Princess cruise ship off the Japanese coast have been brought back in a special flight. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Shankar informed that Air India flight today landed in Delhi from Tokyo carrying 119 Indians and 5 nationals from Sri Lanka, Nepal, South Africa and Peru who were quarantined on board the Diamond Princess due to the coronavirus outbreak there. He also appreciated the facilitation of Japanese authorities and thanked the Air India, its pilots and other staff for great work. All the evacuees will be undergoing a 14-day quarantine at the quarantine facility set up by the Indian Army in Manesar in Haryana. Out of the total of 138 Indian nationals originally on board the Diamond Princess, 16 Indian crew members have tested positive for the virus and are receiving necessary medical care and treatment at onshore medical facilities in Japan. The Embassy of India in Tokyo has established contact with these individuals and is continuously following up on their recovery. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has given details over the delivery of relief assistance to Wuhan as well.
इंडियन एयरफोर्स की सहायता से हमने कल चाइना को 15 टन मेडिकल रिलीफ के लिए सामान यहाँ से भेजा, जो कि सफलतापूर्वक वहाँ पर पहुँचा दिया गया। और आज अर्ली मॉर्निंग हम जापान में जो प्रिंसेस क्रूज शिप जो योकोहामा में बहुत दिन से क्वारंटाइन था समुद्र के बीच में, वहाँ से हम आज 124 पैसेंजर्स को वापस लेकर आए हैं। इंडियन एयरफोर्स की सहायता से हम वुहान से और 112 पैसेंजर्स को वापस लेकर आए हैं। ये 76 इसमें भारतीय हैं और 36 नेशनल्स हैं जो बांग्लादेश, म्यांमार, मालदीव्स, चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका, यूएसए और मडागास्कर के हैं। जो लोग जापान से आए हैं उनको हमारा जो मनेसर में आर्मी कैंप है वहाँ पर रखा गया है, और जो वुहान से आए हैं उनको सबको आईटीबीपी फैसिलिटी जो हमारी छावला में है वहाँ पर रखा गया है।
Let's get you more on this. Abhishek Jha, my colleague, is joining us. Abhishek, with these 2 flights landing, one can say that as far as any Indians affected in coronavirus in any part of the world are concerned, most have been brought back in right now. Either they've been completely given the all clear and they're out with their families now, perhaps still in self-quarantine, or they're in the 2 quarantine facilities that were created and have been used in the past as well.
So Gautam, those people who have been brought today morning, they'll be quarantined as of now because they are coming from the area which was suspected to be very much infected with this coronavirus, including that Diamond Princess ship, which had a huge number of people infected with coronavirus, confirmed coronavirus cases. A few Indian crew members on the ship were also suspected to be infected with the disease. So they will all be put through this quarantine of 14 days. After that, if they don't have any symptoms of that coronavirus disease, they might be released to their home. We have seen earlier also those people, those students who were taken out from Wuhan, they were quarantined for 15 days, and thankfully no all those suspected cases were thought to be untrue, and no student showed any symptom of this coronavirus thing, and everybody went home normal. And let's hope this time also it happens like this. And the good part is that during these operations, India has maintained a close relationship with its own friendly nations, where it has helped to bring their nationals as well from these infected areas, including from China and from Japan, people from the nationalities of Nepal, South Africa, Bangladesh, all have been brought back from this area, and that is one more significant step when Indian diplomacy is considered in this crisis hit times.
Yes, the other thing has been, Abhishek, the issuance of advisories from time to time. They've been revised also. More countries where Indians should not be traveling, or if any Indian arrives from that country, they've been told that they might be quarantined as well. Anything of that sort has happened today? Because we've had today, a coronavirus case coming up in Brazil now. It's there in that continent as well, in Latin America, and even Saudi Arabia is saying that we're not going to have any pilgrims coming in this period because of this entire coronavirus fear. So anything on those accounts as far as the Indian government is concerned?
Gautam, as the days are progressing, the news are coming from across the world about this spike in the cases of coronavirus. Infected people, be it from Iran, UAE, some cases has also been reported in European nations. The advisories are being regularly updated. In Tehran, the Indian embassy has told its own nationals that they should be regularly in touch with the people. They should maintain proper hygiene. They should not venture out and try to interact less at the places of crowded places, because Iran has seen a sudden spike in the number of deaths and number of infected people, and so many nations have stopped flights to and from Iran and Tehran and its other localities. So there are sudden spike in cases in around the world, and the advisories and the guidelines are being issued and revised accordingly. So far, the cases from Middle East has the panic in Middle East nation has not been of that level.
Okay.
But the thing is that those religious pilgrimages in those areas have been stopped for now, because those nations want that there should be less mingling of people from all across the globe, because that might increase the chances of infection, and this is a highly contagious disease. So these advisories are being regularly updated. MEA is also trying to keep in touch with its own nationals. The embassies in respective countries are also trying to keep in touch with its own nationals.
Okay.
And whatever urgency or queries are being coming out, embassies and officials are trying to answer that.
Well, let's hope that all these measures are effective in containing this menace which has been spreading. Now it's being said that the only continent that is left untouched by the coronavirus is perhaps Antarctica. But thanks a lot for joining us with those updates for the moment. Now, in Iran, authorities have announced domestic travel restrictions for people with confirmed or suspected cases of the novel coronavirus, as 19 people are dead and another 140 are infected. While in a piece of good news, 39 people have recovered from coronavirus in that country as well. And the virulence of the novel coronavirus has continued to show a declining trend in China, which reported 29 new fatalities, the lowest in weeks, taking the death toll to 2,744, while the confirmed cases has climbed to over 78,000. The country's National Health Commission has said it received reports that 433 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection have been detected, and 29 deaths have taken place on Wednesday from 31 provincial level regions on the mainland. Among the deaths, 26 were from the epicenter of the virus, Hubei province, and its capital, Wuhan. In Italy, the number of coronavirus cases has jumped to 400. Several European countries have announced new cases that have been traced to Italy. The outbreak has killed 12 people in the country so far. Government officials have sought to reassure the people and insisted that steps are being taken to prevent the spread of the disease. Schools, universities and cinemas have been closed, and several public events have been cancelled as well. 11 towns at the center of the outbreak have been quarantined. And South Korea has reported 334 new coronavirus cases today, taking its total to 1,595, still the largest in the world outside China. The Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said in a statement that no new deaths have been recorded, with the total toll standing at 12. And Saudi Arabia has temporarily suspended entry to the kingdom for the purpose of Umrah and visiting the Prophet's mosque in response to the global coronavirus outbreak. The Saudi press agency has reported that entry has also been suspended for those coming from countries in which the spread of the virus is a danger based on health authority criteria. Saudi nationals and GCC citizens are also temporarily suspended from using national identity cards to travel to and from the kingdom. Exceptions to this suspension include Saudi nationals abroad wishing to return who exited the kingdom using the national identity card, and GCC citizens in Saudi Arabia who wish to return to their countries and had entered using the national identity card. And there is no dearth of talent in this country. At times, the talent comes out from the remote and resourceless areas as well. And this is the uniqueness of India. Well, here's such a story of a young scientist from Katihar district in Bihar who has propounded a new theory of converting water into vehicular fuel.
Today, the entire world is worried about increasing climate change, environmental pollution, and huge demand for energy substitutes. At this crucial juncture, a young scientist, Ribham Raj, from Katihar district of Bihar, has amazed the country and the world by inventing a water-fueled engine. Ribham has invented an eco-friendly engine that will use water as a substitute of fuel. This water-powered engine will be completely pollution-free and will help vehicles run on the road with equal speed as petrol and diesel. Today, Ribham's talent has been recognized not only in India, but also the United States. The American government has taken full responsibility of his studies, while Ribham plans to go to California for further education. Ribham says that his obsession with such alternative invention and experiments were ignited since Standard 9 when he was in school.
इंजन का तो नाम मैंने रखा है हाइड्रोकेमिकल इंजन. नाम से पता चल रहा है कि ये पानी से चलेगी, लेकिन पर असल में ये एक अल्टीमेट सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी है. लाइक कि पानी इसमें डालना है, पर वो वन टाइम फ्यूलिंग है. एक बार पानी डालना है, उसके बाद फिर आपको दोबारा डालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है पानी. इवन कि इसमें कोई एग्जॉस्ट भी नहीं है, जिससे कि कोई पोल्यूशन की कोई थोड़ी सी भी हो सकती है कि पोल्यूशन हो, लेकिन पर इसमें कोई एग्जॉस्ट नहीं है जिसके कारण कि पोल्यूशन नहीं होगी. और ये किसी भी पेट्रोलियम या डीजल इंजन से ज़्यादा पावर जनरेट करता है. As a statistical data और practically भी ये ज़्यादा.
Ribham's father feels proud of his son's achievement and hard work. He says this effort of Ribham has also received appreciation from Prime Minister's office.
अच्छा लग रहा है. मेरा बेटा यार कैलिफोर्निया जा रहा है, कुछ कर दिखाएगा देश के लिए और विदेश के लिए कुछ करेगा. यार जाकर वहाँ पढ़ेगा तो देश विदेश दोनों के लिए कुछ कर दिखाएगा.
Ribham's entire family are not only proud of him but also wishes him more success in future. Especially his sister and mother are overwhelmed by his achievement.
मैं बहुत गर्व महसूस कर रही हूँ. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि जो हम लोग मेहनत किए उसको सफल बनाया. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. कैलिफोर्निया जा रहा है तब, लेकिन उससे ज़्यादा खुशी तब होगी जब इसका वो रिसर्च पूरा होगा.
Today, many scientists across the world are looking forward to Ribham's experiment. It will be revolutionary in the field of energy if the experiment gets successful and will also save the environment.
Well, it's time now for all the updates from the world of business and economy. And we have Nancy for all your business updates.
Yes, thanks Gautam. Well, all the business news this afternoon and the growing concerns inside the IMF and the World Bank about the spread of the coronavirus in fact have prompted institutions to consider scaling back their spring meetings in April or hold them by teleconference. The institution's 17th to 19th April spring meetings are scheduled to bring around 10,000 government officials, journalists, business people and civil society representatives from across the globe to a tightly packed two-block area of Washington, D.C. that houses their headquarters. And moving on now, the Finance Minister Narendra Sitharaman has reiterated that the consolidation of 10 state-owned banks is on course and will take place according to the schedule set by the government. The minister said that there are no uncertainties about bank mergers and that she is conscious about the extra work related to co-banking. The minister added that bankers have been asked to do it. She urged people to refrain from any speculation. The government's notification related to the amalgamation scheme has been delayed, sparking concern about the boards of banks about a possible delay in the merger process that was supposed to take place by the 1st of April this year. That's the beginning of the next financial year. In the past few days, the government has asked banks to give details about their plans on raising capital through the equity and bond markets, among other parameters, following the completion of the merger process. And before we wrap up, a look at how the markets are doing. Well, the market benchmark Sensex dropped around 400 points some time back as incessant foreign fund outflow and coronavirus overhang weighed on the global investor sentiment. Now, according to analysts, intense spread of the coronavirus is pushing the investors away. There is a sharp foreign fund outflow led by strong dollar index as investors reduce their exposure to emerging markets amid global uncertainty. The top losers in the Sensex pack included the HCL Technology, HDFC Bank, TCS, M&M, IndusInd Bank, Sun Pharma, the ICICI Bank and the Reliance Industries. And with that, it's a wrap on the business news this afternoon. Gautam, it's back to you for the rest of the news.
Thanks a lot, Nancy. Now let's take a look at what's making news across the globe as well. Well, US President Donald Trump has announced that his deputy Mike Pence will lead the administration's efforts against coronavirus in the country. Hours after returning from India, Trump held a series of meetings on Wednesday to take stock of the situation in the US. At a White House press conference late in the evening, he announced that Vice President Mike Pence will lead the efforts to contain the spread of the virus that has claimed over 2,700 lives globally. An employee opened fire at one of the nation's largest breweries in Milwaukee, killing 5 fellow workers before taking his own life. The police said the assailant who attacked the Molson Coors complex was identified as a 51-year-old Milwaukee man who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Authorities offered no immediate motive for the attack and did not release details about the shooter or how the shooting unfolded. None of the victims have been identified. Police, who were still contacting relatives, said identities would not be released for at least another 24 hours. No one was wounded beyond those who've been killed. Officers worked for hours to clear the more than 20 buildings in the complex where more than 1,000 people work. They announced at a late evening news conference that the work was done and all employees had been allowed to go home. The Bangladesh High Court has banned 2 books stating that it hurts religious sentiments and infringes upon individual freedom. The court has ordered the authorities to ban the publication, sale, distribution and marketing of these 2 books with immediate effect. It also ordered the Director General of Bangla Academy to remove the books from stalls at the ongoing Ekushe Book Fair in Dhaka. Let's now get you all the sports updates as well. Well, let's talk about cricket now. And Shafari was 34 ball 46, followed by a fine performance from the bowlers, helped India notch up a 4-run win against New Zealand in their Group A match of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in Melbourne. With the win, India topped Group A, having beaten Australia and Bangladesh in their last 2 outings, and they've become the first team to qualify for the semi-finals. With this, India have also become the first team to qualify for the semi-finals in the ongoing tournament after their 3rd successive win. Now, we've all seen the movie Dangal. But what if we were to tell you that there is a real-life Dangal in India, especially in swimming? Yes, the story of Jyoti and Aarti of the Khelo India University Games is nothing short of Bollywood masala, and they're living up to their billing as India's swimming Dangal sisters.
It's not just a passion for winning that University of Mumbai's Jyoti and Aarti, who are setting the swimming pool at the Khelo India University Games 2020 on fire, share. They hang out together, pull pranks on each other and even enjoy the same kind of films. No surprise there, of course, they are identical twins. Yes, Jyoti and Aarti Patel are best friends and training partners too. But they are also fierce competitors once they are out there in the water. Their father, Bajirao Patil, harbored Olympic swimming dreams, but when that didn't go far, he imbibed them into his daughters.
खुद स्विमर था, लेकिन मैं ऐसी स्विमिंग करता था, लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस, मैराथन करता था, लेकिन शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस में मुझे नेशनल, इंटरनेशनल खेलने के लिए चांस नहीं मिला, इसलिए मेरा 2 लड़की हुआ और 2 जुड़वा लड़की से मैं स्विमिंग करने का तय किया कि ये इंडिया के लिए प्रेजेंट और इंटरनेशनल के लिए मेडल लेने के लिए तैयार करूंगा। तो इसीलिए मैं 2 लड़की के लिए बनाया है और इंडिया का मेडल अभी तक अंडर 17, अंडर 19, 21, सीनियर नेशनल और खेलो इंडिया सब जगह गोल्ड मेडल, सिल्वर मेडल, ब्रॉन्ज मेडल एक ही ब्लॉक में दोनों चढ़ते हैं।
Patil twins have already grabbed 9 medals between them on the penultimate day of the swimming competition. Between them, however, the twins have over 100 medals over several events at the district, state and national level. In fact, they have won 14 medals in the Khelo India University Games. They follow the dictate of their father, who is in the Mumbai Police Force when it comes to events. The twin sisters have now set their sight on World Championships and quite rightly, they are being called the real-life Dangal sisters.
पहले तो मेरे पापा सी स्विमिंग करते थे, तभी उनको इतना फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं मिला कि वो आगे ओलंपिक नेशनल लेवल जा सके। इसलिए उनका सपना था कि मैं नहीं कर सकता, मेरे डॉटर सन जो भी होगा वो करना चाहिए आगे। बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि सिस्टर्स एक ही कौन से भी गेम में नहीं मिलते, हम लोग देखते हैं और हम लोगों को फर्स्ट सेकंड मिलता है हर इवेंट में। तो सब लोग बोलते हैं अरे अच्छा कर रही है सिस्टर फर्स्ट सेकंड, वो भी सेम इवेंट ब्रेस्ट स्ट्रोक में, तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है। मतलब हम दोनों का ऐसा नहीं कि वो सिस्टर है तो उसको एक इवेंट में आगे जाने दो, मैं दूसरे इवेंट में आगे जाऊंगी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहता। हम जैसे प्रैक्टिस में भी इवन हम जैसे कॉम्पिटिटर रहते हैं वैसे ही हम लोग इवन प्रैक्टिस में भी और कंपटीशन में भी फाइट करते हैं।
The twin sisters have now set their sight on World Championships and quite rightly they are being called the real-life Dangal sisters.
The story of Jyoti and Aarti is a story of a real-life Dangal. The only difference is that it is in the swimming pool. Khelo India University Games has given wings to the hopes and aspiration of these two girls who want to make it big in the international arena. With cameraman Spurti Ranjan, this is Tapush Bhattacharya, TD News, Bhubaneswar.
And now let's take you to the softer side of news, which is Live Prime. Clive Cussler, best-selling author of Dirk Pitt novels and maritime adventurer, died on Monday at his home in Scottsdale, Arizona in the US. He was 88 years old. His death was confirmed by a spokeswoman for his publisher, Penguin Random House. No specific cause was given. Mayan jungles, undersea kingdoms, ghost ships, evil forces out to destroy the world, beautiful women, heroes modelled on himself. Cussler's vivid literary fantasies and his larger-than-life exploits swirled together for 4 decades, spinning off more than 85 books and locating almost as many shipwrecks. Cussler founded the non-profit National Underwater and Marine Agency, a namesake of an organization he conceived of in his fictional work to explore the oceans and seas. His non-fiction book, Sea Hunters, was so extensive in its underwater knowledge that the Maritime College in the state of New York gave him a doctorate. Now, people in New Orleans celebrated the end of Mardi Gras season. Dressed up in colorful attire, people marched and danced through the streets to mark the occasion. That's all we have for the moment in Midday Prime, but for all the latest, including getting the updates on the situation in Delhi, stay tuned to DD News and DD India.